Stakeholders in the agricultural sector in Oyo State have advanced mainstreaming of the needs of local fabricators of equipment in government policies to fast-track development in the sector. Dr. Debo Akonde, the executive advisor to Governor Sheyi Makinde on agribusiness, made the call at a meeting organized by Innovation Lab for Policy Leadership in Agriculture and Food Security in Ibadan. Akonde, who doubles as the director of the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, in his address said the discussion was to promote local fabrication through the right policies.
Many a times when we talk about agricultural equipment, our mind, we almost forget that we have people locally, locally that has the capacity to fabricate equipment. Yes, they may not have been fabricating it to the precision or to the highest level that we want, but we have local fabricators. And it is essential for us to start looking at what we can do to support them to be better as fabricators locally. And we have many of them in Oyo State. Now, they are coming together in groups to look at the constraint to the issue of local fabrications, to look at the constraint from the global perspective, from the national perspective, from the local perspective. What is much important for me now is to provide that enabling environment and resources for us to better our own equipment. Nobody will force you to, will tell you to rather focus on the local equipment than buying from overseas when you look at the comparative cost. In reality, I produce something here and it's 10 naira. You produce yours overseas and you bring it and it's 25 naira because all the factors will determine. You are importing, and I use the one that I'm using here and I see how effective it is. Nobody will tell you. That's number one. The second thing is that because it is produced locally, if anything is wrong with it, I know who to go to. If we are talking about agribusiness and we're talking about economy, we're not talking about agriculture. We're talking about either agriculture in the large expanses now, whether through the small holding or through commercial agriculture. In doing that, you cannot be doing it with cutlasses and hoes. So if you are not putting your money where your mouth is, then you don't expect any magic. So for us as a country, I think that is a major area where we need to be focusing on.
Iredale Ogunbayo, senior researcher and an administrator of PILAF, University of Ibadan, described the organization as a policy research center which was established to boost the agricultural value chain.
We realize that agricultural fabricators have been sidelined over the years when it comes to policies for them and even intervention programs for them. So what we did was some months ago we organized a workshop where we invited fabricators from across the entire state. It was a workshop in collaboration with IITA, and today's event is a follow-up to that. At the end of the event we had 3 months ago, we were able to galvanize the fabricators into groups. We put them into groups across different local governments in the state or from different regions. So today's event, we now invited the representatives of those groups as well as farmers, okay, because we understand that farmers, being the end users of the products of fabricators, if they are not part of the discussion, then fabricators might not be properly informed as to the exact needs of farmers, the exact machineries and tools that can aid their work. So today's event was actually to bring together the representatives of the fabricators as well as farmers and certainly researchers, policymakers, and government representatives. You can see we had, and as well as IIT representatives, you can see we had Dr. Debo Akonde, we had the head of agricultural mechanization, the Oyo State Ministry of Agriculture, and some other IIT and other people who joined us today. So we are really happy that today's event, so far, has yielded what we actually, made it to, or rather what we planned out to do.